Tariffs are dominating the headlines right now. The U.S. has been rolling out sweeping import tariffs and then pausing them in a high-stakes effort to bring more manufacturing back home. On paper, the goal sounds noble: boost American industry, create jobs, and make the U.S. less reliant on foreign production. But in reality, that dream might be far more complicated than it seems. Dan Ives, global head of tech research at Wedbush Securities, isn't buying into the optimism. Speaking to CNN, he bluntly called the idea of a U.S.-built iPhone a fictional tale. In fact, he warned it could skyrocket iPhone prices to a staggering $3,500. Why? Because companies like Apple would need to recreate the incredibly intricate production ecosystem that currently thrives in Asia, something that simply doesn't exist in the U.S. today. You try building that in West Virginia or New Jersey, Ives said, they'll be $3,500 iPhones. And that's just the beginning. Ives estimated that shifting even 10% of Apple's supply chain to the U.S. would cost around $30 billion, and it would take at least 3 years to make that happen. Let that sink in. $30 billion just to shift a tenth of the process. Right now, nearly 90% of iPhones are assembled in China, and just last night, former President Donald Trump announced a tariff pause, but only for countries other than China. China, on the other hand, has been hit with an even harsher penalty, bringing the total tariff rate to a crushing 125%. Translation: iPhone prices are almost certainly heading up no matter how this plays out. So could Apple really bring iPhone production to the U.S.? I spoke with Ryan Reith, IDC's Group VP of Worldwide Device Trackers, to get a second opinion. He offered a slightly more grounded take. According to Reith, Apple has already committed $500 billion over the next 4 years to expand U.S. manufacturing and R&D, but so far there's been no official talk of bringing iPhone production stateside. Still, Reith said there's potential for further U.S. investments down the line, but even under the best circumstances, and that's a big if. We're talking 3 years just to kick off small-scale operations and 5 years before we'd see anything close to mass production. And even then, don't expect a fully farm-to-table iPhone. At most, we might see final assembly come to the US. The reality is that the heart of the iPhone, its components, its materials, still depend heavily on Asia. No amount of political will can summon rare earth materials or microchip fabs out of thin air. There is a small silver lining, though. Labor costs, often a major concern in the US, might not be a deal-breaker here. Reith pointed out that final assembly would likely be heavily automated. Sure, robots aren't cheap, but they don't ask for healthcare, breaks, or vacations either. Still, automation or not, building out this infrastructure is going to cost a fortune, and Apple isn't exactly known for eating into its profit margins. More likely, we're going to see those costs pass straight to consumers in the form of even higher iPhone prices. Of course, it's hard to predict exactly how much prices could rise or when. Everything depends on how this tariff drama unfolds. And right now, it's changing by the day. Reith did offer one potential workaround: routing shipments through countries with lower tariffs. For instance, sending devices through Singapore, which currently only faces a blanket 10% tariff, could help companies dodge the worst of it. It's a logistical headache, sure, but far better than paying 125%. And hey, if Apple can negotiate a tariff exemption, all bets are off. But the truth is, nobody really knows how this is going to end. Not us, not analysts, not even Apple. One thing's for sure, we're in for a wild ride. Apple's clear cases have always stirred up debate, and it's easy to see why. Not only do they notoriously turn yellow with time, but ever since Apple introduced MagSafe with the iPhone 12, they've sported a giant white circle right in the center. For many, it's a visual nightmare that ruins the sleek look of the phone entirely. Now, a fresh iPhone 17 Pro leak is giving people even more to gripe about, especially on platforms like Twitter and Facebook. Why? Because the new camera bar design looks like it'll demand a huge cutout on the case. According to an image shared by leaker Sonny Dixon, it seems like nearly a third of the entire case has been carved away just to make room for Apple's massive new camera array. It's bold, yes, but also a bit jarring. Rumors suggest Apple is planning a major redesign for the back of the next-gen iPhone series. Early whispers hinted at a striking two-tone design, but Bloomberg's Mark Gurman now says Apple will actually stick with a uniform color across the back, so the camera bar will blend in more seamlessly. But the layout is still shaking things up. While the 3 uprated main lenses will stay on the left, Apple is rearranging the LiDAR scanner, flashlight, and microphone to the opposite side, creating what looks like a full-fledged camera bar. It's futuristic for sure, but definitely a departure from what we're used to. As for the front, don't expect anything revolutionary. Although earlier leaks tease a smaller dynamic island, it turns out Apple hasn't cracked the code to hide Face ID components under the display just yet, so the front will look familiar to anyone using a 16 Pro today. Under the hood, though, the iPhone 17 Pro is gearing up to be a powerhouse. It's expected to rock the brand new A19 Pro chip, built on an improved 3nm manufacturing process. along with a refined glass and aluminum body, a custom Apple-designed Wi-Fi chip, and boosted battery life, especially on the slightly thicker 17 Pro Max. This is shaping up to be a serious upgrade. And then there's the iPhone 17 Air, a surprise new addition to the lineup. With its ultra-thin form factor and single 48-megapixel camera, it's expected to be Apple's sleekest phone yet, and could even hint at what a future foldable iPhone might look like. Meanwhile, the regular iPhone 17 is rumored to stick pretty closely to the iPhone 16's blueprint. So if you're debating whether it's worth the wait, BGR's got a breakdown to help, especially with added uncertainty from potential new tariffs. Adding fuel to the fire, another leak has seemingly confirmed that the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max will be thicker than their predecessors, and yes, that includes even more pronounced camera bumps. A recent video shows off dummy models with these new design traits, and let's just say, reactions have been mixed so far. Although the iPhone 17 lineup won't hit shelves until much later in 2025, case manufacturers are already working with finalized design dummies, according to Unbox Therapy. The popular YouTube channel claims to have gotten their hands on prototypes for the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max, including a 3D printed version of the former, showcasing all the buttons, contours, and MagSafe ring placement. One key detail? The 17 Pro is reportedly just slightly thicker than the 16 Pro by about 0.45 millimeters, a small change but one that could affect case compatibility. The same is said to be true for the 17 Pro Max, although that dummy wasn't measured in the video. Still, its rumored new two-tone back made a brief appearance, and host Louis Hilsentegger wasn't exactly impressed, questioning whether this aesthetic actually improves on last year's clean and polished design. Lastly, the 17 Pro's camera setup is expected to gain an extra layer, literally. The new hump extends over the flash now, making it even more prominent than before. It's a bold direction from Apple, no doubt, but whether fans embrace or reject the look remains to be seen. One thing has been crystal clear for a while now. Apple is going all in on its iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max cameras, pushing the boundaries of what's possible, while taking a more minimal approach with the iPhone 17 Air. But now a new leak from John Prosser has added fuel to the fire, revealing an exclusive software feature that could be a total game changer for content creators. Simultaneous video recording is coming to iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max. Yes, you heard that right. According to Prosser's latest video, Apple's upcoming iOS 19 will introduce simultaneous front and rear camera recording, but only on the iPhone 17 Pro models. The feature looks like it'll mimic a layout of a FaceTime call. The rear camera dominates most of the screen, while the front camera shows your face in a smaller window, perfect for vlogs, reaction videos, or storytelling. While iPhones have technically been capable of dual camera recording through third-party apps for years, Apple has never brought this feature to the native camera app until now. This move is sure to delight YouTubers, vloggers, and creative users everywhere. But here's the twist. It's going to be exclusive to the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max. And yes, that's kind of a gut punch for users of the regular models. Could the new A19 Pro chip be the reason? It's likely. Maybe Apple is doing something special under the hood that third-party apps just can't pull off, or maybe, just maybe, it's yet another incentive to nudge users toward the Pro lineup. Classic Apple. iPhone 17 Pro, Apple's biggest leap in years. Get ready for a seriously bold redesign. According to reports, Apple's gearing up to introduce not just one or two upgrades, but a massive transformation across the Pro line. Instead of the current titanium frame, we might see a lighter, more durable aluminum and glass body. The rear camera module. Rumor has it Apple's switching to a sleeker rectangular camera bar with rounded corners, bringing a whole new aesthetic to the iPhone. Camera upgrades include triple 48-megapixel lenses with next-gen image processing, a revamped telephoto lens for superior zoom, a front camera leap from 12 megapixel to 24 megapixel for ultra-clear selfies, and powering all of this will be the brand new A19 Pro chip paired with 12 gigs of RAM and support for up to 35-watt fast charging. If true, the iPhone 17 Pro won't just be powerful, it'll be blazingly fast. Launch date and pricing. What to expect. Apple is expected to unveil the iPhone 17 lineup. iPhone 17, 17 Air, 17 Pro, and 17 Pro Max, sometime between September 11 and 13, 2025 during its iconic fall event. But here's where things get a bit dicey. Rising tariffs and global economic tensions could push prices way up. It's hard to believe, but just over 6 months have passed since the launch of the iPhone 16 series, and yet the tech world is already buzzing with excitement over what's coming next. The iPhone 17 lineup is shaping up to be one of Apple's most groundbreaking releases in years, promising a bold new design, powerful performance upgrades, and game-changing camera improvements. Apple is expected to introduce 4 models: the standard iPhone 17, iPhone 17 Pro, iPhone 17 Pro Max, and the all-new iPhone 17 Air. a name that already hints at something truly special. While Apple remains tight-lipped, leaks suggest a lineup that's sleeker, faster, and more advanced than ever. From slimmer bodies and ProMotion displays on every model to better connectivity and Apple's first in-house modem chip, the iPhone 17 series could redefine what we expect from a smartphone. If these rumors hold true, this could be the most significant leap forward since the iconic iPhone X. With that in mind, let's dive into the 10 biggest changes we're expecting when Apple unveils its next-generation iPhones later this year. A 120Hz ProMotion display finally for everyone. For the first time, every iPhone 17 model is expected to feature Apple's smooth, ultra-responsive 120Hz ProMotion display. Previously exclusive to the Pro models, this means all users will enjoy buttery smooth scrolling, seamless animations, and an overall more immersive experience. These LTPO OLED panels could also bring an always-on display to the entire lineup, though it remains to be seen if Apple will extend this feature to the standard iPhone 17 and iPhone 17 Air. A fresh take on camera design. Apple is shaking things up with a new camera layout. The iPhone 17 Air and iPhone 17 Pro models may feature a sleek rectangular camera module instead of the traditional square bump. In a bold move, the iPhone 17 Air is expected to sport just a single rear camera, while the Pro models could introduce an elongated, oval-shaped camera island, a massive camera upgrade. Photography enthusiasts have a lot to look forward to. The iPhone 17 Pro Max is rumored to feature a jaw-dropping 48-megapixel telephoto camera, a huge leap from the current 12-megapixel sensor. Meanwhile, all models could receive a significant front camera upgrade.